Horror lovers, let's begin the fourth chapter of Al-Naddaha. I told Ahmed, who are the people who are talking about Sabir? And how did they know anything about him? And you are telling me that he was walking alone in the night. He answered me, be patient, Said. I will tell you all the story, because I have heard it from Mr. Taha, his best friend, because Sabir told him about it by himself. And if you want, get up, get a shower, and clean yourself, shave, and change your clothes, because you looks terrible. I said, leave how the way I look. I am nearly mad. He said, just be calm. I will tell you everything. We were sitting, me and some guys of the neighborhood, with Mr. Taha, listening for the whole story. He said that we were not convinced about this story, and it was just like myths, like Sindbad, like legendary stories, full of lies, and everybody adds something as he wants. And me myself, I did not believe it, even when I've heard it from Mr. Taha. But after I have seen you now, I believe him 100%. Mr. Taha told me that me and Sabir were always together. We were never separated. We went to the army together, and we were neighbors since our childhood. Sabir was lonely. He was living with his mother. She was always taking care of him and relying on him, because he was the only boy and even the only one in her family after his father's death. He was very kind and generous with his mother and with everybody. He was smiling to everybody. Against the way he looks, he was looking very giant, and his big muscles. Yani, I will tell you that all the young men at that time were feeling jealousy from him, because the way he looks. Me myself, I was a little bit jealous of him, but we were loving each other very much, even more than we were brothers. At that time, a tear went off his eye, and he has took out a handkerchief of his pocket, as the old guys, and he told us, sorry, but I have remembered those lovely days we have spent together as childs and until we were young men. One day I was young, I was sick, and I couldn't go out with Sabir. He went alone to bring medicine to his mother, and he was late outside. He did not come up to midnight, because there were no transportation to this neighborhood 20 years ago. And it was a new neighborhood at that time. So just you can imagine what was it like about more than 20, maybe 30 years ago. Anyhow, Mr. Taha kept telling, Sabir told me that he was walking alone in the night. When he passed near by the empty piece of land, he has heard that sound telling, Sabir, Sabir. The voice was very lovely, very nice. When he looked at the place where the voice is coming from, he has seen a very beautiful girl, just like whatever you can say about beauty. She was marvelous, and she was standing inside that piece of land. He felt like he wants to come near to her, and he said, I did not think about what could a girl like this do in the darkness of the night in this place. And she was smiling to me, a very nice smile. It made her much beauty. When I was few steps from her, she said, come nearer, don't get afraid. I answered, how could I be afraid from the most beautiful lady I have seen? Then she laughed, which made me shake from inside. When I came nearer to her, she holded my hand, and she said, come. I said, where? She answered, are you afraid? I said, no. Then she said, okay, let's go. And we walked. She was holding my hand, and I was amazed. And suddenly something hit me from back on my head, and I lost conscious. When I woke up, I found myself in a room that looked weird, just like Middle Ages rooms, or more even just like I am in a Middle Age jail. After some time, the door opened. My head was still paining me from that hit, and I was thinking, where am I? And where is that beautiful lady? She was wearing the white dress. Did they kidnap her? And I was astonished when she came from the door. She was smiling the same smile. I stood up without feeling myself, and I said, where am I? What has happened? And she smiled more, and then she said, how is your head? I said, I'm okay. Who are you? And when I have asked that, I noticed that she was floating about 20 or 30 centimeters above the ground. I was shocked, and I took some steps back. She said, don't be afraid. I said, I am not afraid. Who are you? Answer me. She said, my name is Fatim. I am the daughter of the king of Jan, and you are here in my world. You came Or I can say I brought you after I have been looking after you for years, and my admire with you became a door, and I decided to marry you, and I decided that you will live here with me. I interrupted her and I said in an angry voice, no, I will not marry you, and get me back where I was, and I don't want to see you again. She laughed in a very loud voice and she said, you don't know what is the situation. You are here mine and you belongs to me. So you don't tell me what to do, and be polite the way you talk and the way you act. I will marry you, even you want or no, and you will live with me here. And forget about your wall. This is your wall, which you are going to spend the rest of life here. I shouted, shut up and stop this shit. Get me back. She laughed again and she said, holy crap. Okay, I will leave you now. But my patience is very less. And my anger is very fast. I will be happy that you will give me yourself and surrender for this. I shouted, listen to me very carefully. I am not owned by anybody, and no from now, and I will not change my mind. And she went out, closed the door, and she was laughing.